Are you a teen or young adult potentially looking to buy your first car? Buying a car is a really big ticket item. This may be the biggest purchase of your life so far. In this video, I'm going to give you my ideas, my perspectives, and different scenarios to help you decide for yourself if you should buy that car. If that sounds good to you, make sure you watch to the end of this video, and let's get into it.
I think I'm in love, say it way too often. I can't play these games, think I'm switching up the offense. See me in LA.
Hi guys, welcome back to DBX Insights, where we're all about mindset, habits, and lifestyle. Now I'm going to be trying a few different videos where I stray a little bit off that path just to see what works. So I hope you stick around and enjoy those videos as well. Now to start and get into this video, I am definitely on your side if you are looking to buy a car as a teen. This is something personal to me. This is something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted to be able to drive on my own. And I'm 17 at the moment, so I could have my own car, but unfortunately I have a G1 and you need a G2 in Ontario, Canada in order to get your own car and drive by yourself. Although I would definitely do it illegally, but I can't because my parents won't let me. Now, like you, I want a car so bad. It represents freedom. You have privacy. You can go places without your parents nagging you or telling you what to do. But there are some things that you do have to think about in terms of like the big expense that it is. Now, I know you want that car. I know you want to go and drive on your own, but we got to talk about expenses. Having a car is a big expense. You got to figure out how you're going to be able to pay for it. Are you going to pay for it solely, or are you going to have your parents help you out to pay for it as well? Let's say your parents are totally against it. They don't even want you to have your first car, but you are so determined that you will pay for this completely on your own. You have to find a way to pay for it, a way to finance it, obviously. Now, there's a couple methods you could do to pay for your own car. The first one, avoid it at all costs. This is tapping into your savings. Now, why would you want to do this? You've saved up for most of your life. You have your money in the bank. Maybe you have 10K saved up in the bank, and you're thinking about going and just wasting it on a car. Now, sure, in your eyes, it might not be wasting your money, but the thing is, that is money that's been saved up for maybe 10 plus years, and you're just gonna go and blow it on one expense. A car is not something where you just buy it and that's it for the expenses. A car is something where you're gonna have to pay for the car, but you're gonna have to pay for your insurance. It could be monthly or every year, and you're gonna have to pay for gas. So don't think that just because you bought the car, just because you bought the insurance, that the payments will go away. Now, the next way to afford the car, and probably the better option, is to get a job and pay for the car using your job. Now, sure, you can use that job to pay for your car, but you gotta think about how much you're going to be working in order to afford that car. Put it this way, if you're working 20 hours a week, making $14 an hour, that's roughly $800 a month. If your car costs $700 a month, you're only gonna have $100 left over after you worked 80 hours in a month for yourself. The other 700 is going towards that car. Is it really worth it? You're trading all that time just to be able to afford that car. Having a job to pay for your car, this is a scenario where you really got to think about your freedom. While using this job in order to pay for that car, you are potentially sacrificing your freedom in the moment in order to receive better freedom later on. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean that let's say you're working a full 80 hours a month, okay? And those 80 hours will go directly into paying your car. Your whole $800 bill, for example, will pay for that entire car, your insurance, your gas, whatever you need. But the thing is, you're trading 80 hours out of your month, 20 hours a week, in order just to have that car. Is it really worth it? Obviously, for myself, that probably wouldn't be worth it. I can't say the same for you. That is up to yourself. That to me seems like a very important thought. Not only are you trading your money, the money that you earned, but you're also trading a lot of your time and a lot of your freedom just to be able to afford that car, be able to afford better freedom in your off time, I guess, because you'll be working so much, right? Now, after we thought about paying for the car in the moment, savings, which you probably shouldn't take that route, having a job and potentially putting your paycheck towards the car is a better option, but I still wouldn't consider that amazing. Now, you also got to think about 5 to 10 years down the road. You got to think that if you were to buy this car today, would it potentially put you in a hole for later in the future? Let me give you an example. Let's say you bought a car for $5,000. Now, $1,000 of that $5,000 came from your savings and the other $4,000 came from your job. You thought you could afford this car. You were paying the insurance, you were paying for the car, and you were also paying for the gas. In the time when you had this car, you lost your job and you were unable to make those payments. Now the thing is, you either have to get rid of the car or you'll be going into debt because you have no way to pay for that. And you don't have any more savings, let's say, so you can't, that's not your option, right? You gotta think, will you be able to support this car, let's say, if you lose your job? Or will you be able to get rid of it knowing that you cannot provide for it financially? Now those were just my thoughts on buying a car as a teen. I hope that I gave you a perspective maybe you didn't see before, or ideas you didn't think about before, in order to help you figure out whether or not you would actually want to buy that car, whether you think it's a responsible decision, knowing all the information you know now. If you enjoyed this video or want to see any more videos about my insights on different topics, of course, subscribe to the channel. If you made it this far, like this video. I want to thank you for your time and take care, guys.
I think I'm in love, say it way too often. I can't play these games, think I'm switching up the offense. See me in LA,